Well, we are into Quinn's not so secret, boring HOH week. This comes after Angela won HOH, although it doesn't matter. It's literally, she's just HOH to be safe this week. With Angela winning, though, we're clearly being robbed of what could have been another entertaining week of Angela being HOH, being a paranoid freak that she is. Instead, we get the boring twist. We'll talk more about Angela, but let's talk about Quinn and this twist. First, let me just say, I never want to see another secret HOH on any Big Brother ever. It's been a flop every single time. Whether it's US, Canada, people talk that producers don't make it a stipulation that if you talk about your power, it's not a secret anymore. You don't get the power. You get penalized. You get a nom because you're dumb and you're not supposed to talk about your secret power. But they don't do that, so it gets spoiled every time, and it becomes this flop, boring twist. So yeah, time to put that to pasture because it doesn't work as a twist, clearly. And it's overpowered. The fact that Quinn can make every nomination now and can compete again next week, can make the renom, doesn't have to compete in veto, can still vote. It's really overpowered, to say the least. It's up there with the coup d'etat, which is my least favorite thing in the history of any reality competition show because it's so overpowered it's stupid. And this is there again. Now, this might not be quite as terrible as a week as last year with the zombie twist, because at least somebody's going home. Last week, that week, really stalled the season. I still think this week is stalling the season too. I think what could have been Angela at least taking a shot at the power structure as HOH. Instead, the power structure can stay together, although there's still some stupidity going on. Quinn's nominees turned out to be Tucker, his main target, of course, Mackenzie, and Cedric. And why Cedric? Well, because Cedric volunteered to go on the block. Now, this continues to be a theme this season, clearly. And I'm going to say I don't hate it anymore. I'm going to, really try and analyze this. With the AI twist, it does make some sense to want to be on the block, to try and play a different kind of game, to try and make happen what you want to make happen. Even going back to Tucker not using the veto, it's always stupid to not use the veto on yourself when you're on the block, because as history shows on Big Brother, you're probably going home. But with the added AI twist, another competition, Tucker taking that risk in hopes that Cedric was going to make a big move last week made sense. Still stupid, still on the bad side of gameplay, but at least thinking outside the box. And I'm not going to hate on thinking outside the box on this show, because Big Brother has become a show where nobody ever thinks outside the box. Everyone plays it safe. Everyone's okay with big alliances. Even in a season where this alliance wasn't ever real, has been shaky, all the alliances within the alliance have been ratted out, and yet they're still wanting to play loyal to this big alliance. It's dumb, but that's usually what we get with Big Brother. But now with Cedric also volunteering to be on the block, I do get it. He can compete, hopefully beat Tucker, because Tucker is their target. And if Cedric doesn't win veto, he does get another chance in the AI arena. So, yes, still dumb to volunteer yourself on the block, but as the season has gone along with the AI twist, it does make some sense. I'm not going to sit here and say it doesn't make any sense, because it does make some sense. I don't mind the risk. It's good to see people wanting to take risks on this show for once, even if it is because of a twist. Now, I have wondered if Quinn would maybe actually want to take a shot at Cedric this week, because the past couple of weeks, before Cedric saved Quinn's butt last week, Quinn's main target with his power was going to be either Cedric or Cam. It was Cam for a long time because Cam was close to Leah. That's why I think it was. I mean, Quinn's saying because he thought Cam was the best player, but at no point during the season has Cam showed himself to be the best player. So I think it was because of Cam's connection with Leah. But after the whole Cam thing, he was also considering nominating Cedric because Quinn has been obsessed with breaking up the whole Chelsea Cedric Cam situation. He's gone so far as to rat out the Pentagon to everybody in the collective that's not in the Pentagon. It's very early in the season to do that, but clearly Quinn is a yapper like most of this cast, but Quinn's the biggest yapper on the cast. I think Quinn, I wouldn't put it past him to try and take a shot at Cedric this week if Tucker is no longer on the block at the end of the week. However, do I think he could actually make that happen? I don't think he has the numbers yet. It's too early for that. And I think it would probably blow up in his face because Cedric saved him last week. Cedric does have a lot of connections. People already know Quinn's game to a T because he's been ratted out from his power to all his final twos to him ratting out his own alliances. So if Quinn decides that he wants to take a shot at Cedric because Tucker's off the block, I don't think it's going to work. But I wouldn't put it past Quinn's terrible gameplay. You know, a lot of other people I've seen try and give commentary on the season want to call Tucker's game terrible, and it's not good. But Quinn's is the worst. I mean, I know a lot of these podcasters that are, I guess, nerd fanboys as well, want to live vicariously through Quinn, like Quinn wants to live vicariously through Corey, even though Quinn's now on the show and Corey's not. But yeah, I think Quinn's played the worst game. All of that yapping, well, besides Angela. Angela played such a bad first week that it gave her like no agency in the game. But besides Angela, Quinn's played the worst game. Just all the yapping. And I think a lot of people find him unlikable because of the whole Corey thing. Like I said in my last video yesterday, his obsession with being Corey, wanting him and Leah to be AmeriCorey, Quinn's just not being himself. And it's clear as day. It's just a bad thing. Quinn not being himself is dumb. It's just not reality television at its best. You look at why Love Island is like the most popular show on television this year. Because the cast was just so real. They were just authentically themselves. And it made that show a hit. After 6 seasons, it finally became a hit thanks to a good cast that was just being authentic. People like Quinn don't make for good TV. I'm sorry. You know, a lot of people want to feel sorry for him. They all want to feel sorry for the nerd archetype, but not me. Sorry. Let's talk a little bit about some other people. Rubina's been going through it. Tucker's not trusting Rubina because Tucker can get a little paranoid, I guess, too. But also because Rubina's not playing a good game. I've called her furniture in the past. I still stand by that because she had information last week she could have told Tucker. She didn't. And they continue to get closer, but try and play it off as not, which has T-Core and Chemo obsessed with that possible showman's forming. But T-Core and Chemo are other two that get on my nerves. At the end of the day, all the talking that Chemo and T-Core do about what could be, what should be, they never take action. They're scared players, and I can't stand scared players in this game. They talk about how they should tell Quinn about Leah, all the bad things Leah has said about him. They had an opportunity last night talking to Quinn about Noms and talking specifically about Leah, and they didn't tell him anything. They continue to talk about what they should tell Quinn about Leah because they would rather have Leah on the block than Rubina this week if there's a renom. But do I have any faith that they'll ever actually get to Quinn and talk about the Leah situation? No, because they never take action. I need to see some kind of action from them. Joseph's not much better. I saw a commenter call Joseph this season's Bowie Jane, but there's a lot of Bowie Janes this season so far. There's just so much passive gameplay. It's hindering on becoming bad to watch if stuff doesn't, kind of get going. Because Tucker can only do so much. He's trying to light a fire under people's butts, but it's not working. And I still find him entertaining. He continues to talk crap. He's on the block again talking crap to Quinn. being cocky. I know some people find that annoying, whatever. Sometimes I find cockiness annoying too. Tucker's been a hater this whole season, but it's been in a funny way. It's not like he's hating anybody problematic whatsoever. Okay, he's cocky, whatever. He's backed it up so far, and he's going against the power structure. It's just hard for me to hate on Tucker because he is the underdog right now. Even MJ is becoming an underdog, and as boring as she is, I want to see MJ do something to the power structure. Someone has to do something to the power structure because the collective as an alliance is not good TV. Most big alliances I find terrible television, as anybody that's watched my channel for years should know by now. But the collective, as much as I like a lot of people on the collective individually, watching them talk game together is like watching paint dry. So that can't be the season. There's so many people in that alliance that's so passive. I can't watch that play out this way. So something needs to happen to light some fire under people's butts. This week could have been that week because Angela could have been HOH. But no, we have a terrible twist per usual to stall the game. I don't really know what else to talk about tonight. I'm not really filling the feeds today because I find the twist boring. I'm sorry, I do. It's a stalled week. We'll see what happens in the veto. Clearly, I want Tucker to stay. If Tucker wins the veto, Rubina's probably the renom. Even if T-Core and Chemo start to talk to Quinn about Leah, it's probably too late because Quinn does still have an obsession with protecting Leah. So do I have any faith that even if somehow Chemo and T-Core actually take action for once and tell Quinn the truth about Leah, I don't think it's going to be enough to convince Quinn to put up Leah. So there's that. And speaking of Leah, that's another problem I have with Joseph, because Joseph's now getting close to Leah. But Leah's done a lot of damage to people's games. She gets close to people, talks crap about them. That happened with Cam, happened with Quinn, happens with MJ. It's inevitable that's going to happen with Joseph. So if Joseph wants to continue to be the furniture that he is and be super duper under the radar, getting close to Leah is probably not the best idea. Well, actually, I did want to talk about Brooklyn real quick, because I did have some comments about Brooklyn and how she's not that much of a yapper, but I still find Brooklyn to be a big yapper. Yeah, she tells a lot of her information to just Chelsea. And I think that more so speaks to Chelsea's good gameplay, because Chelsea is the best player in that house. Chelsea is the most well-rounded player in that house. She has the social skills. Everybody kind of likes talking to her, likes giving her information. She's good at getting information. She's won an HOH, so she has wins down. And I also feel like she has the strategy down. Like, Quinn called it that Chelsea's the best player in the house, which to me means that Chelsea's target is going to grow one of these days. So that might work against her. But by far, Chelsea's the most well-rounded player in that house. Brooklyn, though, yaps to more than just Chelsea. She yaps a lot to T-Core and Chemo and even Rubina. She gives them a lot of information that she probably shouldn't give. She was basically called out last night by Angela. Angela called Brooklyn's game down to a T, with Brooklyn trying to act like she doesn't have anybody in the game. But Brooklyn has not had any finesse. And I think it really shows that Angela was able to call that out, because Angela gets many things wrong. I would say she gets about 98% of the things wrong in her speculations. But the things that become very obvious, she gets right, like the whole Chelsea, Cam, and Cedric connection. And now Brooklyn playing a bigger role than she's trying to put out there. And a quick aside, Angela's fake crying gets on my nerves. However, when it's used against people like Brooklyn, it makes me crack up, because it brings Angela out of her character of always being this victim, which does get old to me and isn't always entertaining. But, there's many times a week that Angela still does entertain me. I'm sorry. She is a very entertaining person.
No, it's all right. Oh, I should have brought my sunglasses. I'll be fine. I'll just need a minute.
Last night with Brooklyn was funny. But yeah, Brooklyn as a whole, I think where she's gone wrong over the past few days with Brooklyn's game is she's, as I said, she's been a coaster this whole time. But the days before the vote, she was trying to like be a leader, telling people when they should tell Rubina about the vote at the last minute, going around and rallying people that they can't vote out America's vote from MJ's veto because it's unfair. Like, she was going around talking to everyone about those things. You can't be both those things at once. You can't be this coaster that doesn't want this target on her back, but then going around trying to be boss. So she needs to pick a struggle. And Angela has her game pointed out to a T, so she's definitely doing something wrong. Anyway, to end this video, I'm actually going to show the trailer I put up today for my game coming out on August 20th, Online Survival 4. Hopefully some of you that love Big Brother and love Survivor, of course, because it is based on Survivor, will watch this season, because there is some good gameplay, which we're not getting from Big Brother. So, yeah. Anyway, here's the trailer. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Yes, I love Survivor. I love Big Brother. Those are my favorite shows of all time.
So yeah, my strategy coming into the game, just form as many social connections as I can, naturally.
Yeah, I mean, this season I'm definitely going to, bring it. I'm gonna be funny. I'm gonna be laughing. I'm gonna have a good time. But I'm going for the dub. I mean, like when Angie was W, I'm gonna be eating W's. So
I try to always be the leader, but I'm always willing to listen and accept somebody else's opinions or understand that everybody's a little bit different.
I can hide my emotions pretty well, but I could be Jekyll and Hyde.
It's been a minute, but Online Survival is finally back.
Guess this is our team. I don't know.
It's definitely a lot bigger than I expected. That's for sure.
Like, everyone had their own little vibe,
They can expect me to be very excited about the next move, the next twist. And right now, if our team is 7, we have the majority right here.
Yeah.
And I feel pretty comfortable with all of you.
My name is Susan, and I'm 61 years old. Well, we could all say we got each other's back if you want to.
Susan is awesome. I love that she's 61 and doing this.
Yeah, hey, bro, I'm ready, bro. I'm ready to rep. I'm ready to rep the legends, no cap.
Once you start kind of build alliances, the next thing you know, you're like the alliance guy.
It is an all-new cast.
I don't know. I don't even know what I can expect of myself at the moment.
I don't know, Mary. What's your take on this? You've been a little quiet. Mary, very shy and quiet.
And I've seen in a lot of shows like this that the quiet people sometimes are the biggest threat.
1 second, Jason.
No, you're all right. Take your time. He was at the gym, but he was playing basketball. The attention doesn't seem to be there.
I'm here to show people what's possible. I'm here to challenge myself. I'm here to grow.
I was able to go 3 weeks long for almost a month without any food.
In a few weeks, actually, I will be graduating with my master's in psychology.
You can read all of us then.
My minor's in criminal justice, so I also have a lot of experience getting into the minds of other people.
And with this new blood, there will be blood.
Can you be straight up? You got the balls to be straight up with me? I cannot even have that person in my vicinity. I will slap you in the face.
Muggsy could very well spell trouble for a lot of people.
So Susan, you want to do tomorrow?
I'll do it. Yeah.
Who else wants to? Is like super wanting to do it.
Rita, to me, was me on the other side of the computer. This is somebody I am either going to work phenomenally with, or we're going to be at each other constantly because we were so much alike.
Well, my name is Typhon. People dog on me for this all the time, but I am a big Russell fan.
Typhon, what is it?
Stupid name in my opinion.
There's nothing wrong with Typhon's name, But I think he's just like the person that don't care.
I went into a room for a second and I was like, just caught shit talking, and I was like, oh. Blondes don't like blondes.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I'm probably gonna be a little bit of a villain this season, but I kind of want to make it where it's like, you and I are like the lions.
I might even call this season the season of blindsides.
Wow. No way. Who did that?
Hyphen and that
She was calling you that. She was calling you a.
But it's like, why do that?
Of how many heads I'm gonna cut.
You guys are basically showing who you really are right now.
Tune in, sit back, eat your popcorn.